there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live tonight. It's a pop-up live. It's a quick live. And that is never take for granted your knowledge, your background, your education, and your experience. Sometimes we take ourselves for granted. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I got started in my company over 20 years ago, and I simply made a decision that I wanted to package what I had been doing professionally as a corporate trainer. And I had these really great life systems in motherhood. And I thought that somehow if I could merge those things together, that I'd have a business. And I wasn't really sure what that could look like, but I started anyway. And I want you to know that the premise for this live tonight is just based on that, not taking for granted your knowledge, your experience, your expertise, your background, your soft skills, something that you're doing in your life already, creating results, something that you do that works for you really well. Or it could be a hard skill, something you're doing professionally already as a coach or consultant or trainer or licensing something. Maybe you're doing it in your professional setting and you've been trying to figure out for yourself, how can I go to work for myself? Well, this is going to be a quick live, but my only goal is to elevate you and to get you to shake your shoulders, right? And to get you to really think about what you bring to the table and such that you don't take for granted what you know. I didn't realize if someone would have told me 20 years ago, Mia, all of your systems that you have in motherhood, that if you take those and you put them in a book, that if you take those and you pitch those to a corporation, if you pitch those, you put those in a coaching program, that you would work with thousands of women. I had no idea. It was just what I knew how to do. And I want you to think about this as it relates to you. Likely you also have something that you're doing naturally every single day it's just like breathing for you, and it's your know-how. And that could be highly monetizable, properly packaged. I see it with my clients all the time. Many of them leverage their professional gifts, their talents. A lot of them are accountants or medical professionals, maybe they're psychiatrists or a nurse, or, they do something else. And they've been trying to figure out, how can I take all those years of experience, my zone of genius, the value I add to the businesses that I'm a part of where I work, and how can I do this for myself? Well, here's the secret. The secret is that you need a process, you need a structure, you need something that you can put your knowledge into. And I teach my clients how to do this, whether it's coaching, consulting, training, online education, or licensing their content. Many of them are speakers also, or authors. But even if they're speaker and author, sometimes you're trying to figure out, how do you monetize without having to show up? How do you build a business so that whether or not you have speaking engagements, and I think COVID taught everybody all of this, you can still monetize. And if you've ever asked yourself this question, you're on the right live tonight. And I will tell you that the other question that so many people really miss in asking themselves is, how can I generate income without physically having to trade time for dollars? So we're so acclimated to one way, one model of earning, that we don't understand that your power is leveraging your intellect. It's using your years of experience, putting it in a structure that can help you really take your know-how and serve the world with it. And if you've not learned how to do that, I can support you with doing that step by step for sure. A lot of the women that I work with come to me and before they met me, they've not had a process or a product or a service that they're offering where it can work whether or not they are physically present or not, or that allows them to work one to many. And if you're not sure how to transition in that way, it's just understanding how you can take your knowledge, put it in a structure that can create more leverageable models for you. And tonight's live was just my way, what was on my heart. I just hopped off a live. And I was thinking, the one thing that I think is so important for each of you to know is not to take for granted what you know. I mean, there are people who that I've worked with who I have clients who are femininity coach, right? I have clients who are book coaches. I have clients who are life coaches, health coaches, right? A lot of clients who are consultants across the spectrum in education. Many medical doctors making the transition from practicing medicine to shifting to consulting or coaching, and around their knowledge, literally understanding, like, how can I do what I know differently with a completely different monetization model? And for you right now listening, you may be saying, you know what, Mia, this is interesting, but I don't know if this will work for my business. It will. I've seen it with so many different businesses. I don't know how many industries that I've coached my clients in, but I've seen it in so many industries, and it works. It flat works. When you understand exactly what you have your hands on. Most of us are very narrow minded when it comes to talent, our own talent. We take it for granted. We don't see the value that we provide others. Others see it, but we don't always see it. And that's why often it's very difficult to coach yourself around putting together what you want to do in a high ticket structure on or offline. I've created an event called the Giant Experience Master Training. The live portion of the event is this coming weekend. We've got a few seats left, maybe 8 or 7, something like that. And I know we had 9 yesterday, and I believe we made a sale today. And so I encourage you, if this weekend you want to figure it out and get clear on your knowledge, your background, your experience, right? And you're trying to put it in a structure that you can monetize at the highest level. You want a mentor who has proven results. Check out the results on the page. And I can't guarantee that those will be your results because I haven't met you yet. But I can tell you that if you're an action taker, you're an implementer, if you're sharp, you're smart, you create results for people, whether it's in your life or whether it's with your skill set, then I haven't had a failure yet for people who do the work. And literally, that's just flat true. So that was what was on my heart tonight. This is going to be a really short live. I'm breaking a record. But did you guys get value? Did this get you to think for a second? Because I think sometimes we think that I can do this myself, right? Like I can do this myself. But if you knew what to do, you would already have your products. They would already be monetizing, right? You would already be working from the comfort of your home with a time rich model that has no cap on your income. And if you're not doing this, then it's time for you to make a decision to trust yourself, to learn how to take your knowledge and your expertise and your education and how to put it in a completely brand new structure so that you can change the rest of this year for yourself. I mean, I have a client who I mentioned the other day who was on a call with us about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And literally, I mean, literally, already is close to $250,000 in her business, did $287,000 after 9 months of working with me last year. The year before that, was nowhere close to that before she started working with me. Didn't have the structure, didn't have the model, didn't understand how to pitch and get it from her clients. Most often, what we need to know is how to package our knowledge step by step into a high ticket product on and offline, and also how to price to fully value the results that we bring to the table. And then also how to position ourselves in the marketplace as the obvious choice. And lastly, how to find buyers, because you've got tons of people that want to work with you. But if you don't know how to talk to them directly, then they don't know that you are for them. That's just flat true. And it's what I teach at the Giant Experience over the course of the weekend. And you get 45-day access to my training. And I can tell you it's my life's work. It's my best work, like literally. And that's why there's so many incredible results. So are there any quick questions for me? Any questions, any ahas, any takeaways? If you're watching this via a replay, then you can post your ahas, your takeaways. It's a pop-up live, really quick. I just hopped off another live and I had my makeup on. My hair is done. And I thought, let me just come here really quickly, speak from my heart so that you guys just know that, look, you can do this. You can change the entire trajectory of your life by changing your choices. All right. You can renegotiate the way that you earn, literally. Okay. But you have to step into that for yourself. I love you. Have an amazing night.